Hey yo, what's going on everyone? It is May 22nd, 2018. I'm Savino. This is Sushi Talks. Alright, so today, I just realized I have a session coming up in like 10 minutes, so I'm going to try to do this quick. Today I want to talk about if you're a music producer, you're a beat maker, and an artist comes to you with like an instrumental that they like or something, right? But they don't want to use that specific one. They want a custom one that they're paying you for it, or if that's your boy and you have some type of deal, whatever it is. All right. How do you go about making that a beat like that for them, or just like how do you give them something that the artist wants? All right. Well, I'm gonna break this down quick. First thing is, if they have a reference track, great. So I would have them play that track, especially if they wrote the song to that track. I would listen to what they're playing, what the beat's doing. All right, so they're playing the beat for you. First thing I would listen for is the drum pattern, and that's what we're gonna focus on first. All right, so you want to listen to the drum beat if it's some boom bap or it's a trap pattern, whatever kind of style it is. All right, that's what I would say. I recommend that we try to emulate. Or we do emulate, not try to, just emulate it, all right? And doing so, that allows a smooth transition from one instrumental to the other instrumental for the artist, so they don't have to rewrite everything to rearrange it around the beat. Sometimes that happens, that definitely does happen often, so if that does, it is what it is. But in this case, I would recommend first taking emulating that type of drum pattern. So if it's a cool, so if it's that kind of drum beat and they're rapping to that, then I would say open up whatever DAW you use to make beats and find a hard hitting kick, a hard hitting snare, something like that, and kind of remake that pattern. All right. So from there, now the artist should be able to at least spit the rhymes on the drum pattern now, right? So while they're doing that, this is the big change up. You want to make it your own sound. You want to make it your own vibe, your own creation. So I wouldn't recommend taking what another person does for a composition at all, Like maybe you draw influence from it, of course, but, straight up, I wouldn't just try to remake that beat, unless that's really what the artist wants, and, again, the deal's like that. But from there, I would listen to what the artist is doing, tell them to start, rapping the song for you in live time to the drum pattern while they're doing that. If you're a musician, you play piano or whatever, playing the MIDI, start jamming on that. If you're going to be more on the laptop or on a computer punching in notes, that's cool too. Do your thing. Just try to find, you're going to be looking out for sounds that complement the voice, or sounds that contrast the voice, as well as you're going to be trying to pick out a vibe that matches the feeling of the song. The musical feeling of the song, all right? That's essentially it. So, cycling through pads, maybe you're cycling through piano sounds or keyboard, electric piano sounds, string sounds, and so what you do is just start jamming. I would start jamming until you play something or come up with a vibe that you and the artist just both look at each other like, yeah, that's it, cool. So then you record that. Then I would say, once you get one or two sounds, depending how quick you work, then it's time to start kind of structuring a song for them. So, ask them, so what is it, a first verse, chorus, second verse, chorus, third verse, chorus. I mean, they would be performing the song for you while you're making the beat anyway, so you should kind of pick up on it. But if you have to ask, you have to ask. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. And so if you're asking, figure out what the structure is, and then start structuring it for them in front of them, so they kind of could, wherever they, I hear this or do that, you could work with them. So basically, from there, you start structuring the song. I would, depending on what kind of vibe the song is, sometimes songs don't need anything, and it's as far as it could be one constant loop the whole time. And if the artist writes a strong enough song or a cool enough song that's really catchy, you kind of forget about the beat and you just focus on how catchy the melody is and you're singing along. Versus other songs need more. It's just because it's just that feeling or that kind of vibe just calls for that. So you're the engineer, you're the music producer, you're the beat maker. You determine what the beat needs, what the song needs. So judge it for yourself. Figure out, like, maybe if the artist has a lower voice, then you would be looking for brighter sounds, or brighter, higher pitched sounds, or even lower sounds to complement the lower voice. Vice versa, if you're working with a female singer and she has a higher, breathier tone, you know, you might want to find more airy sounds to complement her voice, light sounds, as far as they don't feel like they have much weight to them. They feel like they're kind of floating. You know, that's a good idea. If you're working with a trap singer, then or a trap artist, you're going to be wanting to find something that's both edgy but it's smooth too, or you know, something that can be played in the clubs, but it's still got, like I said, some edge to it, or you know, it's kind of grimy, anything like that. You know, maybe you get creative, combine both the boom bap style with trap hi-hats. These are the times, you know, you have to kind of figure out what the song is too for the artist. If it's a single, or if it's more of just like an album song, or it's just going to be a random mixtape song, or just a random track, just an idea. You have to kind of determine that. And from there, that will kind of give you the roadmap of where you should take the song. If it's going to be an album song, you could be a little bit more experimental with it. Maybe you could draw out the intro more. If it's going to be a single, then you're going to want to play that game. You want to make sure that it's a certain amount of time. It's not too long. It's not too short. You know, it's catchy. There's a lot of melodies. There's hard-hitting drums. It's a spectacular mix. All that. And that goes for the album too. You know, you want to make sure it's a spectacular mix. You want to make sure that everything is balanced. Everything is hitting. You can hear the bass clearly. You can hear the bright sounds, and they don't sound too sharp on the ear. There's not a lot of sibilance. It doesn't make you like close your eyes, squint because it's sharp. You know, it's like it's got a little bit of those qualities, but it's not overbearing. Because there's definitely like a fine line between perfect, like a great amount of that crisp sharpness versus too much, and now it's just cutting your ears, and you're bleeding from your ears, you know. So yeah, let's go over that again. We went. I would say the first thing have the artist do is perform the song for you. That way you get the vibe, especially if they have a reference track, right? If they already have a reference instrumental for you. Hear the song, hear the melodies, hear how they're performing, what the rhythm is. Take all that stuff in. And then, when you're searching for melodies, try to incorporate those notes that the artist is hitting with their voice and try to add that into your own melody. You know, if you're building a song around the voice, that is the potential to make the catchiest song possible. Because everything that you're adding to the mix is going to be something that is following what the lead voice is doing. You know, that's something that the Beatles used to do back in the day, and a lot of great artists still do this day. And I think it might be the most challenging way to do that at first, but once you get used to it, it's a lot of fun. So yeah, like I said, have them perform the song, kind of match the drum beat that the reference track has. From there, take it into your own creation. You know, your own melodies, your own composition. Make this your own. Work with the artist, bounce ideas off each other. Figure out the best track possible. That's the end result, all right? You want a flawless, badass track. Cool. So, with that said, that's it for today. Yesterday I asked the question, what makes you stand out? So I hope you've been thinking about that. Doing so, you should learn something about yourself and about your whole craft and just your whole style in general, all right? So, yeah, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like, comment, share. I have a session coming up in about a minute or two, so I got to get ready for that. I will talk to you guys all later. Have a good one.